I don't know how I got here, to be honest with you. If I remember, I left America in 2013. Unfortunately, a sudden exit with 20 pounds in my pocket. And so to be on the same call list as Sandra and Tikal, I think for me that's an achievement. Okay. Okay, I'm here to espouse the greatness of my business, but I would also like to mention that as a single parent of 4 children, who provide nurture, psychological support, and every other thing as a single father does. So I would also like to mention that I'm also great at home. These are my 4 children.
Yes.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I've been around. Okay, I worked at the BBC. I did, and those things are going to come up eventually, but I'm also just mentioning this we need to move along. Okay, I worked in Pizza Hut for almost 20 years. I gave 20 years of my life in Pizza Hut. I started off in the kitchen in Cambridge Circus, and we opened the first Pizza Hut in the Strand. So I'm just giving you a background of where I came from. And before that, I left Nigeria at the age of 16. Essentially, I left home at 12 because my father put me in boarding school. And after boarding school, he shipped me off to England. And to this day, I'm thinking, did he actually love me, to be honest? but I know why he did it. So I came to England as a 16-year-old, and my second port of call was Elephant and Castle. And I've always mentioned City Elephant as my home, away from home. Nigeria has kind of receded in the past in my head, so Elephant and Castle is actually my home. So let's move on to Black Cowboy Coffee. Like I said, I've been around. I lived in America for 14 years. I drank lots of coffee in some very, very bad places. I was a trucker.
Pizza coffee is the worst.
Yeah, I didn't actually have coffee when I was in Pizza Hut. I probably did. I didn't touch it. But I drank truckers' coffee all over America. I was a trucker for 9 years. I had my own rig for 9 whole years, based in Texas and traveled around America and Canada. So I had lots of coffee in different parts of America, including Starbucks and whatever they call them, But my best coffee was Dunkin' Donuts. They had very good coffee. So when I came back to the UK, after my unfortunate exit after 14 years, I came back after being gone for 14 years. I'm not going to go into the reasons why I came back, but it's partly to do with my immigration status. So I came back after 14 years. With 20 pounds in my pocket, after they put me on the plane and said, off you go back to your country, we've had enough of you. After all the stuff I've done, built a business, got a family, spent a lot of money, paid my taxes and all whatnot, and the people in Texas, which I still love, decided to send me back. So I came back to the UK, and I thought, and I remember going to Trafalgar Square, my usual hunting ground, because I used to go nightclubbing in the West End. So I went to Trafalgar Square to just sit by myself early in the morning. After I left my hostel, because I was in a hostel given to me by prisoners abroad, because I was in detention for almost 2 months in America. So I went to Trafalgar Square and just sat there in the morning. And believe it or not, I did not realize I was there for hours. So I was just watching everybody go by. And everybody seemed so much smaller because Texas is big. Everybody seemed so tiny. And I sat there thinking, I'm going to do something here because these people are tiny. I'm going to conquer. These people are nothing compared to America. Why didn't I do this before? So I started encouraging myself, emboldening myself, and making myself feel more powerful than I actually. I think I'm powerful, but I wanted to make myself feel that I can actually do something now that I'm back in the UK. So I was advised by prisoners abroad to go to the job center, and they had a program called Government Enterprise Program.
Oh yes.
Job enterprise, something whatever. And I said, what am I going to do there? And I said, well, they'll give you. Am I supposed to be touching this to move on?
Yeah.
What do I do?
Oh my God.
Okay, so yeah, I'm going to go to my direction. I've already done that. Okay, this is my agenda. As you can see, like I said, I'm not as slick as you all. This is my first time on this particular kind of radio. So I've done introduction to the founder of Black Cowboy Coffee. I'm going to go to the other stuff eventually. So let's move on to what is it? Which one? That one. Okay. So Sandra, I know you called me John. Okay. Unbeknownst to you, I changed my name almost a year ago.
Okay.
I wanted to shed off the colonial barnacles, Okay. It's personal to me, and I'm an Otagburuagu. and I wanted to go back to my ancestors,
Right.
how they wished it to be.
Yeah.
So I removed John, and I adopted my middle name,
Yeah.
and in this name is actually Chinese.
Right.
So I have a certain love affair with Chinese folks because I grew up with Chinese people in Nigeria. And I love the Chinese culture. So I've employed quite a few Chinese people in my company. So they did a poll on WeChat in China, and thousands of them voted and gave me 3 different names, and I chose this, which reflects my character. So this is Kushi, a Chinese name, and it's on my passport.
Right.
And this is my last name, Otagburuagu. Okay? I was born in Southeast Nigeria, and I'm from the Igbo nation of Nigeria, which most of you don't even know, but we're great people. Okay? So eventually I'm going to be in China with my second daughter at some point this year, because I want to actually diversify into China. I love China so much, you understand when as I carry on. Okay, I'm blah, 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 blah. You see that?
John, you forget about the slides. You just say a story.
Yeah.
More interesting
This is my first time doing this, but I'm going to do my best not to shame my children. So, the main mission of Black Cowboy Coffee, after what I told you, having drank so much bad coffee all over the world, including France and Belgium, all the places I've been to, their coffee was actually horrible, which actually put me off drinking coffee for a very long time. So when I came back to the UK, I realized that UK has developed a new coffee culture. And I did my research, and I realized I can either cut corners if I wanted to start a coffee enterprise. I can cut corners and do big and start selling to get away, get off the job center, unemployed list or whatever, because the amount of money they gave me was actually £2,500 from the enterprise program. £2,500 after I explained to them my dream for Black Cowboy Coffee. And I said, we'll give you £2,500, you paid over 3 years. For example, my truck in America cost $120,000. I paid it off in 3 years. I showed you how hard I was working in the States. But I had to pay off £2,500 and start a coffee enterprise in the UK. Okay, basically they wanted to get me off the unemployed list, if you know what I mean. Yeah. But I said, I went home and I spoke to my children and I said, look, Daddy has a new opportunity. I'm going to show the world what I can do. I am an Otagburuagu. I'm from Chukwen to Otagburuagu. I know that I can do this, okay? I truly believe that. I truly believe myself. As in other things that I've done, such as BBC work, and I did a whole bunch of stuff. So I decided that I'm going to source the best coffee ever, okay? Small businesses, coffee enterprises, they start small, they say horrible coffee, and people are jumping about it. I love your coffee and all. It's all bullcrap because most of the coffee around here is rubbish. If you're a small business and you can afford to spend some money